Welcome to the Lakewood Earth Day celebration.
We're glad you're here. Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth. Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Happy birthday, Planet Earth.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Lakewood Virtual Earth Day celebration. My name is Alyssa, and I'm a part of the Lakewood Sustainability team. We're happy that you're here. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the first Earth Day. Yes, that's right, 50 years ago on April 22nd, Earth Day founder Gaylord Nelson came up with the idea for a national day to focus on the environment. 20 million Americans took to streets, parks, and auditoriums to demonstrate for a healthy, sustainable environment. Today, while we can't gather in person, we hope this virtual event will uphold the tradition of Earth Day by bringing the celebration of our beautiful planet to you in your home. Throughout the program, you can expect live music, an interactive art project, sustainability education, live birds of prey, messages from some of the amazing Lakewood organizations working on COVID-19 response efforts, and much, much more. We have a jam-packed 2-hour program planned, so let's get started with music from local band Green Mountain PBJ. Take it away, guys.
To put up a parking lot with a big box store, a brewery, and another Starbucks. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees and put them in a tree museum. They charge the people whatever they can just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Paved paradise to put up a parking lot. Only took 10 years to put away that DDT now. We're still bothering the bees, still reading Silent Spring. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Alone day and night, living in quarantine now, and I can only see my family and friends on a screen. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Paved paradise to put up a parking lot. Yeah, they paid paradise to put up a parking lot. They paid paradise to put up a parking lot.
Good morning, Lakewood. It's great to be with you this morning as we celebrate, yes, you heard it, the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. This one's quite different than any one we've probably ever experienced. And so I hope you can relax today and enjoy some entertainment, some education, and really celebrate us coming together as a community. Our sustainability division is small but mighty, and I want to give a shout out to Jonathan and Alyssa and the whole team for setting this up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And sustainability is so important to us, whether you're interested in the sustainable neighborhoods or you're looking to do recycling. There's a lot of things that mean different things to people when we talk about sustainability. But more than ever, we need to sustain our community and make sure that we take care of one another, care for one another, love one another, and we'll get through this crisis and we'll be better for it. So I'm thrilled to be a part of this today. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I have the awesome opportunity to introduce a very special guest who you may remember from the Big Boom Bash, or who opened for Hazel Miller last year at the Summer Concert Series. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Britta Kay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Britta Krakovic, and I'll be singing some songs for you guys today. And happy birthday, Planet Earth. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. No, I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Yay. My next song, I'm going to use my ukulele, so just a quick change. And this song is called With You, and it's about traveling the world with someone that you love. And hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. All right. Let's take a plane to a place that we can't pronounce. Let's take a train to a place that people write songs about. Let's take one by one, drive around until we see the sun. Let's take it step by step, make some time. It's not over yet. 'Cause all the wanna do is travel the world with you. So many things to see when Let's take a ship to a place no one's heard about. Let's take a trip to a place where we're not allowed. Let's take one by one, sail around until the day is done. Take step by step, make some time. It's not over yet, 'cause all I wanna do is travel the world with you. So many things to see when it's just you with me. 'Cause all I wanna do is travel the world with you. But da 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 do, but da 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 do, da 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 do, da 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 do, da da do. We'll travel to every continent, we'll travel to every city, we'll travel to every place that we think is pretty. We'll travel to every continent, we'll travel to every city, we'll travel to every place that we wanna see. 'Cause all I wanna do is travel the world with you. So many things to see when it's just you with me. 'Cause all I want to do is travel the world with you. All I wanna do is travel the world with you. Thank you, everyone. Happy Planet Earth Day.
Wow, Britta, thank you so much. What a wonderful and moving performance. You're really getting us in touch with our emotions on this Saturday morning. So to all you viewers out here, don't take your dancing shoes off just yet. We have a lot more music still to come from the Lakewood Symphony and a lot of other great local bands. Up next, I'd like to welcome Sam Lasher, who's another member of our sustainability team. She's going to be sharing some messages of appreciation from Earth that were sent in by all of you. Hi, Sam. Happy Earth Day.
Hi, Alyssa. Happy Earth Day. Thank you.
Yeah, great to have you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's Sam. I have loved looking through all of the Earth Day themed content that a lot of you have sent to us over the past couple of weeks. So before we move on to the rest of the event, I would love to share with you all some of the content that we have received. So first we have Dolores, a Lakewood resident, who sent us her Earth Day postcard, which you can see here, which we think looks beautiful. So thank you, Dolores. Next, we have Ben, who is 9.5, and he sent us his colored postcard, pictured here, with his message to the Earth saying, "Thanks for trees." So sweet. Thank you, Ben. Next, we have Christy, who is Ben's mom. She colored her own postcard and wrote, "Dear Earth, thank you for fresh air and clean water. Love, a Lakewood mom." We couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Christy. Next, we have Nell, who sent in her own postcard as well. She said that she thought she went overboard with the crayon, but we honestly think it looks awesome. So thank you, Nell. And then we have Lynette, who is pictured here, age 76, and she actually wrote her own poem to the Earth titled "A Prayer for Our Dear Earth," which I will read to you now. Beloved globe, holding our life as we know it in the ground, air, seas, and skies. While this COVID-19 is devastating our human population, our Earth is healing and bringing peace and quiet to all nature, rejuvenating our rivers and streams. May we continue to love and hold you sacred to sustain you for our children and our children's children. God bless. Thank you, Lynette. That was beautiful. So it's not too late to send in your own artwork and messages of love to the Earth if you haven't already. If you would like, you can email your content to sustainability@lakewood.org anytime between now and 11:45 a.m. for a chance to be featured when we share a second round of user-submitted content towards the end of the event. And now I will be handing it off to Natalie and Lane with the Cultural Center, who have a fun interactive art project to share with you all. See you all soon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie, Cultural Programs Coordinator at the Lakewood Cultural Center. And today I will be doing a craft. I call it Egg Carton Menagerie, which is like a collection of exotic animals. And I chose sea animals today to do. I hope you had the opportunity to go to our website, www.lakewood.org/Earth-Day, where I had the template and materials list. So it looks like this, and it shows you all the steps. I have scissors, I have paint, I have paintbrushes, water, egg carton, of course, felt and other accoutrements, so to put our project together. So I'm just going to kind of get started here. And I'm going to start off with this sea turtle, if you have it. And I cut it out from the egg carton, the template. So I have 2 egg cups for my penguin and my sea turtle, and then just kind of like the little tower part for the sea lion. And you could be the shorter ones, it doesn't matter. It'll just be a smaller sea turtle or a sea lion. And so with the sea lion, I just wanted to show you the lines. And this is where you would be cutting everywhere where the black line is drawn. Here's his little back, his little tail, as we go around. And just something to note, when you cut, this front part goes beyond just a little bit of the line. So that way, when you flip up his flippers, it's easier to kind of like flip them out so they don't crack too much. And then I flip out his little tail. And then with the little penguin, you just paint him all black, leave a little spot for his tummy. And I have felt feet, but you can make them out of construction paper. You can color it a piece of paper orange. And I hot glued mine just for time's sake. And if you don't have paper, you can use the backside of the egg carton here to make all those other little detail parts, as well as with my little sea turtle. I used foam, so you can use the back part of the egg carton to make the template, and hot glue it on at the bottom and paint him and put all his little things on. So I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting. And I find that the little scissors worked better when cutting out egg cartons. And I hope you can follow along with me today. We'll be cutting away and doing like a 1-minute check-in, roughly about 20 minutes or so from now, just to see where we're going or how everyone is doing. And, once you're done, you can send those pictures in so they can be featured towards the end of our event at sustainability@lakewood.org, or you can tag us on Facebook or Instagram with the hashtags Lakewood Earth Love or hashtag Lakewood Sustainability. I would really love to see everyone's versions and how everyone is doing. And you know what? You don't have to stick with my sea creatures. They're here for a template and for you to start off with. But you can certainly do your own. You can do jellyfish, or you don't have to do a sea creature. You can do like a lion or a little kitty cat if you like cats. A little dog. You can make any creature out of these cardboard or egg cartons. And so here we go. We're bending our little sea lion here. See, that definitely helps. Doing that little notch. So that way he can stand. And that way he'll have a little buddy. See that? And here's like my stuff for the sea turtle ready to go. And my little penguin ready to go. So I'm going to kind of let you guys go so you can continue and enjoy the rest of our Earth Day celebration. And we'll do a check-in in roughly 20 minutes. All right. See you later. Bye.
Great. Thanks so much, Natalie. So I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with throughout the program. But speaking of animals, I'm so excited for what's up next. Devin with Nature's Educators is here to share about the work that their organization does to help create a healthy respect and understanding of all animals. Devin is joining us with a special guest. Thanks for being here, Devin. Who are we meeting this morning?
Devin. I am the co-director of Nature's Educators. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization licensed by the USDA, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, to work with certain species of animals for education. And hopefully very soon, we will also be opening a brand new wildlife hospital to be able to bring in sick, injured, orphan birds of prey, as well as songbirds. But speaking of birds of prey and ambassadors, I have a couple really special guests that I'd like to introduce to you guys today. And our first friend here is Cimarron. Here. So this is Cimarron. He is what we call an auger buzzard. And auger buzzards are very, very similar to the red-tailed hawk that we have here in Colorado. I'm sure you guys have seen them out and about. And this guy here is 1 year old. He's not going to get any bigger. He's full size already, but very similar to the red-tailed hawk that we have here with his first molt. And molting is when they're dropping their old feathers, growing in their new feathers. It doesn't hurt them or anything. It's very similar to a dog or a cat shedding their hair. During his first molt, he will lose his juvenile kind of brown and black striped tail feathers and grow in red tail feathers, just like our red-tailed hawk. Now, auger buzzards are found all throughout Africa, but we tend to see the highest concentration of them on the eastern and southern parts of the continent. And they are what we call an opportunistic predator, which basically means when the opportunity presents itself and he thinks, yeah, that's something really delicious I'd like to eat, he's going to try. These guys have very long legs and big, broad wings, so he's good walking on the ground as well as flying through the air. So they'll eat anything from snakes and lizards to even insects, small mammals, and even other birds. Now, he is a raptor, and the word raptor itself means to seize and transport, so grab and carry. So you might notice he's got really big, sharp, strong talons and this nice, sharp, hooked beak. So I like to say that he's got a built-in knife and built-in forks for eating his prey. These guys only eat meat. They're strictly carnivores. Now, being a predator, his eyes face forward. Eyes on the front, you're meant to hunt. Eyes on the side, you're meant to hide. He also has very, very, very good vision so that he can see from a long way away. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put our auger buzzard back here and bring out another friend for you guys to meet. So give me just a second. All right, well, she looks a little surprised to be up right now, and she probably is. This is called an eastern screech owl. Her name is Thistle. She also is 1 year old, so she's not going to get any bigger. Now, both our auger buzzard and our eastern screech owl here were born and raised in captivity specifically for education. So these guys are what we call human imprints. They associate with humans for food and companionship, rather than with their own kind. So if we were to release these birds back to the wild, they wouldn't really do very well on their own. And we are happy having our education birds here with us to be able to go out and teach and be very calm and comfortable around people. Screech owls live all throughout Colorado, both eastern and western screech owls, but they're very difficult to see. And you could probably notice why. She's very, very tiny. This bird only weighs about 150 grams, which is about 6 dry erase markers. So very, very, very small, very light, excellent camouflage. Her coloration looks very similar to tree bark. That's what we call cryptic camouflage. So she blends in really, really well. Plus, like I said, she's probably pretty tired. I kind of woke her up from her nap. because these guys tend to be crepuscular or awake right when the sun is coming up, right when our sun is going down, and then sometimes throughout the night. But we don't tend to see them very often during the daytime. Now, she's okay being out and about during the day. We work with her and then we'll put her back so she can enjoy her enclosure and take a nap. Owls are very interesting animals, as well as having excellent eyesight, like our buzzards that we saw. They have very amazing hearing, and they have asymmetrical ears, one ear a little higher, one ear a little lower, and this flat face that works like a satellite dish to be able to filter in as much sound as she possibly can. And these guys eat small stuff, small insects, reptiles, other birds, as well as mammals. If you guys join us later today, I'll have 2 other Raptor ambassadors to introduce you to. But if you're interested in checking out our organization and symbolically adopting one of our Raptor ambassadors for Earth Month, April, visit www.natureseducators.org. Thank you guys so much for checking out our 2 birds of prey today. We really appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was pretty darn cool, huh? I hope you're enjoying everything so far today. And as we continue to go through the COVID-19 quarantine and stay-at-home orders and things like that, if you are interested in resources and to find out what the city of Lakewood is doing, please visit lakewood.org/virus. There'll be a lot of information, a lot of resources there. And one of our great partners in helping to provide resources in our community is the Action Center. And I'm thrilled to have the executive director with us today, Pam Breyer, who does an incredible job. They are, as you can imagine, are super busy right now and trying to really help out the community. And before I turn it over, I just want to share a little bit. Pam is the executive director of the Action Center, which is here in Lakewood. The Action Center has been here for those in our community across Jefferson County for more than 50 years. With compassion and care, they help those who have hit a bump in the road and are experiencing hardship. During these extraordinary times, they have stepped up their food distribution to meet the challenge of the growing numbers of people hit hard by the impact of the COVID outbreak. We're so glad that they are here for anyone in our community who needs their support right now. We are happy that Pam could be with us today to share information about the Action Center and how you can access their services and how you can help support them during this challenging time. Welcome, Pam.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. And thank you, Lakewood, for including the Action Center today. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Earth Day and these strange times that we're living through reminds us all that the world is indeed fragile. These have been challenging times in our community, and many of our neighbors need a helping hand, maybe for the first time ever. Please help us to spread the word that the Action Center is here for just that reason. We want the community to know that we are here for everyone who's having a hard time right now. You may be someone who's never needed help before, but COVID has created unforeseen challenges. We are here for you. Getting help with groceries means you can stretch your dollars farther. We're open for 4 days a week with an outdoor drive-through or walk-up service. This allows us to keep everyone safe and serve twice as many people as we do typically. And for those of you who are able to help others right now, we hope you will think of the Action Center. During times like now, your donations of food and hygiene items and dollars help us to continue to serve the growing need in our community. To get help or to find out more about how you can help or to make a donation, please go to the website of the Action Center at www.theactioncenter.org, or you can call 720-407-6704 right now to talk to someone, to make a donation personally, or to learn more about the Action Center. Thank you so much for your help. Stay well, stay healthy, continue to take care of the earth, and continue to take care of each other. Thank you.
Since 1968,
Thank you so much,
the Action
Pam.
Center has been providing a compassionate response to those experiencing hardship in our community. Now, More than ever, we are seeing thousands of our neighbors negatively impacted by the COVID-19 health emergency. Whether these neighbors thought they would never need the services of the Action Center, or for those who trust in us already, we are here and ready to serve with dignity and respect. You can be the hero your community needs. Get involved today by visiting theactioncenter.org.
You're live, Alyssa.
Thanks, Pam, and to the Action Center. That was so inspiring. I, for one, am in awe of all the amazing work that the Action Center does in our community, not only during this time of hardship, but always. Well, it's time to get your yoga mats out and your sweatbands on, because up next, we're going to go to Camille with Lakewood's Wellness Coordinator for a quick Earth Day inspired stretch break. Hi, Camille.
Hi, everyone. I'm Camille with Lakewood Recreation, and we're going to get up on our feet for a quick stretch break. But if you want, you can do this in a chair as well. So we're going to stand with our feet about hips width apart, soften the knees, long, tall spine, and engaged core. So we're going to drop the shoulders down away from the ears, palms facing forward, and energy through the fingers. So this is mountain pose right here. All right. So we're feeling grounded through the feet and tall up in the spine.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay, long, tall spine. And then we're going to drop one arm down and reach the arm up overhead. Long stretch on the side here. Good. And then reach the fingertips up together and then drop it down to the other side. Long stretch on the opposite side. Good. And breathe. And then bring the hands up together, up overhead, and palms to heart center. So let's do that again. Reach the hands all the way up. Fingertips touch at the top. Now this time we're going to move into a twist. So we're going to open up to the side in a long T. And you can bring this front hand to the hips here if you want to keep the hips square. Okay, reach that back arm behind you, small spinal twist. Then bring it up, fingertips touch, and then back to the other side. So nice wide T. You can bring that front hand to the hips here, reach that back arm, keep the hips square, bring the hands to touch up overhead, and hands to heart center. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see me here. All right, we're going to interlace the fingers behind our back here, opening up the chest. If you can't do this, go ahead and grab yourself a dish towel or a hand towel to hold on to. All right, we're going to open it up, interlace the fingers, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, open up the chest. Now tilt the chin forward, feel the stretch in the back of the neck. And then we're going to do a few half circles, just rolling the neck side to side, opposite ear to opposite shoulder, feeling the loosening of the tension in the neck here, and bring it back, release, shake it out. So in our next stretch segment, we're going to move into sun salutations. So I'm going to show you the first few movements for that. So we're going to be here, and we're going to lift all the way up, energy through the fingers, up to the sun, and then rain the hands all the way down. Hopefully you can still see me. Reach down, forward fold. We're going to come up in a halfway lift. So hands either to the shins, the top of the thighs, long spine, then drop it down, reach all the way back up, fingertips touch overhead, and palms to heart center. Let's do that one more time, okay? Reach the hands all the way up, energy through the fingers, up towards the sun, rain the hands down, soften the knees, forward fold, halfway lift, spine nice and long, reaching that head forward, back to forward fold, then hands all the way up, fingertips touch at the top, and then palms to heart center again. So that's our first stretch break. So thank you guys for joining me. Stick around and I'll see you again for the sun salutations in a little bit. So happy birthday to my sister Amanda and my best friend Alan. And back to you, Alyssa.
Great, thanks so much, Camille. I know that I, for one, could use a reminder to get up and move right now when I'm working from home. So I'll definitely take these and practice them during the week at home. So we're about a quarter of the way through our program right now, and we have a lot of great things still coming up. Up next is Emily Post, a Lakewood resident, who will be talking to us about her journey to making her home zero waste. We have a condensed compost workshop from a master composter, Julie Elam, and music from local bands Pennies on the Track, with a song dedicated to workers on the front line of the COVID response efforts. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. right, and we're back. If you're just recently tuning in, welcome to the Lakewood Virtual Earth Day celebration. We're glad that you're here. Up next, I will be chatting with Lakewood resident Emily Post. Emily is a volunteer in the Green Mountain Sustainable Neighborhood, and she spends a lot of her free time educating her neighbors about how to go zero waste in their homes. She'll be mentioning how you can take some small steps to reduce waste in our daily lives. Thanks for joining us, Emily.
Sure.
So could you tell us a bit about your zero waste journey and why this is so important for people to think about?
Sure. I started my zero waste journey about 4 years ago after reading Bea Johnson's The Zero Waste Home. In that book, she pointed out that we essentially pay for packaging twice, once when we buy it and once when we throw it away. And this made me wonder what I had been doing with my money all these years. So I began ridding our family of all of our disposable items, and we've actually ended up saving about $2,000 a year from this. Now, our family of 5, which we previously made about 2 trash bags of trash a week, now we make 1 13-gallon trash bag every 4 to 6 weeks. One thing that I think is important to remember, and that keeps inspiring me to make less waste, is that when we send our trash to landfills, it's basically a tomb for your trash. Nothing decomposes there, even organic matter. So that's just something that that makes me keep going with this.
Great. So I think that the idea of being able to generate just 1 13-gallon bag of trash every 4 to 6 weeks can seem a little overwhelming for someone who's just beginning their zero waste journey. So what's some advice you have for people who want to start taking steps towards going zero waste in their home?
My biggest piece of advice is to go slowly. When I first started doing this, I tried to do all of the changes all at once, and I completely overwhelmed myself. And I remember going to the store one time and buying everything in packaging. I just to despite the movement. But then when I took a step back and just replaced one item at a time, it was a lot easier. And just replace things as you're running out of them. Don't just throw everything away just to buy more eco-friendly things. Just replace it as you run out of your normal items. And it took me about 2 years to fully make the switch. So give yourself time to switch over and just start with whatever's easiest for you. If hankies gross you out, don't do that. Do something that works for you, like using reusable shopping bags, which yes, you can still do right now. Just do things that work for you. One of my favorite quotes from a blogger I follow, the Zero Waste Chef, says, "We don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly."
Great, I love that quote. And one of the recent steps I've been taking, not in our current situation, but before, was I bought these small bags that are for my produce. So when I go, I'm not using even I know a lot of grocery stores are now offering compostable produce bags, but I still wanted to make a switch and get rid of those completely. So
yeah,
great. So all of us are operating a little bit differently these days, obviously. So how has the current situation impacted your zero waste lifestyle? And are there specific zero waste practices that you're actually really thankful for right now that you have?
So in the beginning of this crisis, I did buy more food and packaging than usual. As all of us, we didn't know what was going to happen, or the store was out of what I normally would buy. But as things have kind of settled down and everybody's settled into this new norm, I'm finding that my shopping isn't really that different, and I'm not really making any more trash than I was before this now. I buy a lot of my dry goods in bigger bags, and I freeze a lot of my own food. I get a CSA, which will be starting soon. So yeah, my shopping hasn't really changed all that much since this. And then to answer your second question, I've been really grateful for all of my reusables during this crisis, especially toilet paper. When everybody was rushing to the store to stock up on toilet paper, I didn't have to worry about that. We use a bidet and cloth wipes and toilet paper as well, but a box of 48 rolls lasts us about 6 months. So I didn't really have to worry about that. So reusables are super awesome during this time.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. And so in a little bit, we'll be heading to our compost workshop with Julie. So I was wondering if you could just share a little bit about food waste. I've been reading a lot of articles recently about food waste in our society is actually going up right now with everything that's going on. So what are some ways that you've tackled it in your home?
Okay, sure. We waste very little food in our house. Every week I make a meal plan and I plan around the things that we already have, making sure to use up stuff that is about to go bad first. We also save a lot of our veggie scraps to make into veggie broth or bone broth. And I make quite a bit of my own food. So we buy more like raw material, raw ingredients. So then those tend to, last a little bit longer. So that's how we kind of combat food waste in our house.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Emily. You've definitely given us a lot to think about. And it's been a great reminder that when it comes to sustainability, kind of going back to that quote, it really takes everyone making small changes in their daily lives to make a big positive change for the environment. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
So we are going to head back to Natalie now and check in on her work of art and see how it's going. Hi, Natalie.
Hi. So it's just a 1-minute check-in. I'm in the process of painting my bottom of my turtle. I have kind of like started coloring my penguin. Everything's mainly colored. So that's where I am, and wonder where you guys are. Oh, am I on now? So I am just in the process of coloring everything. My little penguin here is halfway done. My little sea lion. So everything's kind of just rolling along. And this is just like a 1-minute check-in. Once you're finished, go ahead and send those pictures in so we can share them at the end. You can email it at sustainability@lakewood.org, or you can tag us at Lakewood Earth Love or at hashtag Lakewood Sustainability. All right.
Thanks, Natalie. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I love your shirt.
Oh.
So each year at our Earth Day celebration, Julie Elam provides attendees with an in-depth look into how to compost in your backyard. Julie is the Heritage Lakewood's Visitor Center Coordinator, and she has gone above and beyond in her role to implement zero waste practices at the city's events. So no matter how large or small they are, she's done a great job at that. Julie is a master composter, and I'm so thrilled that even this year, as we go virtual, she's able to lead this composting workshop. We've shortened it a little, but I think it's going to be great. Hey, Julie.
Hey, Alyssa. Hey, everybody. Again, my name is Julie Elam. I'm the Visitor Services Coordinator at Heritage Lakewood Belmar Park. Thank you for joining us today. Coming up next, I would like to invite you to watch my presentation on Backyard Composting 101. Thank you for joining us for Backyard Composting 101. In this presentation, we will go through the 10 simple steps you can take to create your own backyard compost. Did you know that organic materials like grass clippings, leaves, and kitchen scraps make up about half of what individuals send to the landfill each year? Composting is an alternative to throwing out these organic materials. Plus, you are creating a nutrient-rich soil additive that can act as a natural fertilizer to everything that you grow. But first, before we discuss how to create compost, let's talk a little bit about what compost is and why composting is so beneficial. Composting is defined as the purposeful decomposition of organic materials by microorganisms, which creates a rich soil-like material called humus. The benefits of composting are numerous. Composting provides a food source for beneficial soil organisms, releases nutrients over the long term, and enhances soil structure. Adding compost to your garden beds and lawn and around trees and shrubs can also reduce your water consumption and lower your water bill by up to 20%. Ultimately, composting helps divert yard and kitchen waste from landfills and in turn reduces methane gas emissions. Now, let's go through the 10 easy steps to build your own backyard compost pile. In step 1, you will need to select a level area at least 3 feet long by 3 feet wide that receives partial sun during the day. It's totally up to you whether your compost pile is an open pile or contained within a purchased or do-it-yourself container. Before you start building your pile, it's important to first collect enough material so that the pile is a minimum of 3 feet long by 3 feet wide by 3 feet high. And here's a pro tip. If you decide to use a container to hold your compost, please make sure that you are following all 10 steps that are needed to correctly build your pile. Once you have successfully constructed it, you can simply transfer it to your compost container. Next, you will need to loosen the soil in the area that you would like to build your pile. This invites microorganisms located in the soil to be part of your compost. Why is it important, you might ask? It's important because the fungi, bacteria, insects, and earthworms help break down and aerate your compost pile so it continues to reduce in size and stays oxygen rich. Without them, it would take much longer to break down into usable compost and there would be fewer nutrients in your soil for plants to use. I should also mention that a couple of days after you build your pile, the proliferation of microorganisms will cause it to heat up, especially in the middle. This is a sign that you have done a good job and have provided enough vital nitrogen and carbon sources to feed them. The materials that you build your pile with are referred to as greens and browns and can be gathered from your kitchen and yard. Examples of green, nitrogen-rich materials include fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, all non-meat and dairy-free food scraps, weeds without the seeds, alfalfa, and green grass clippings. Examples of brown, carbon-rich materials include cut-up coffee filters and newspaper, straw, and brown grass clippings and leaves. To build your pile, you will need to add 1/3 volume chopped up green material on top of 2/3 volume chopped up browns. This does not need to be exact, just take your best guess at the correct ratio. After you build up your first layer of greens and browns, you want to sprinkle some soil on top. Again, the first layer of your pile will need to be 1/3 volume of green material and 2/3 volume of brown material. In other words, a 1 to 3 inch layer of chopped greens and then add 2 to 6 inches of chopped browns on top. Then add your soil. Like we discussed before, soil adds essential microorganisms to your pile and aids in decomposing the greens and browns. As you continue to build up different layers of your compost pile to its ideal height of 3 feet, this is always an important step. Now that you have placed your greens, browns, and soil together into your first layer, the next step is to mix all of the ingredients together well with a pitchfork or shovel. You can even use your hands. The reason that we mix the material together is that it's important to combine the greens and browns so that they are both readily available for single-celled microorganisms to consume. The fungi and bacteria are the first occupants of the pile, and unfortunately, they cannot move around like the insects that enter the pile later can. So it's important to give them all the nutrients they need in place to thrive. They have the important role of raising the temperature of the pile that starts the degradation process.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi everyone, Alyssa again. We're going to take a quick break from the compost workshop and enjoy some music from local band Pennies on the Track with their song Teachers. It's dedicated to those on the front line of the COVID-19 response efforts.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Good from Pennies on the Track. Happy Earth Month. We are honored to be part of Lakewood's celebration of the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Now this new song is called The Teachers, and there's several things that it represents. First, we have a lot that we can learn from all the folks that have been out there working so hard on the front lines in Lakewood to keep us safe over the past couple months. Second, we've learned that Mother Earth doesn't care about our age, our gender, our race, our nationality, our sexual orientation. Mother Earth has reminded us that she treats us all the same as human beings. So happy Earth Month, happy Earth Day, and we hope that you enjoy our new single.
Cold winter night, we pulled up to the shop. Not looking for company, just a warm up and a drop. And as we sipped the coffee, looked around the room, it was clear something was happening, music in full bloom. Here comes the owner, struggling businessman. Last month of the building rent slipped right through his hands. a business built on hope, cultivating yeast, giving everything away, serving all but most the least. Hey man, teach me things that I don't know. Tell me where you've been, someday I might go. Once I thought I knew you, oh, but now I see the music in your heart and who I need to be. Short hair, running shoes, pounding that guitar, scream at the microphone, not sure of who you are. Pissed off at everything, emotions from the spout, as a freight train rumbled by outside, she blew them speakers out. Hey girl, teach me things that I don't know. Tell me where you've been, someday I might go. Once I thought I knew you, oh, but now I see the music in your heart and who I need to be. Oh, and these are the teachers from roads we've never known. Don't judge them 'cause they know. Oh, they know. Old Toothless Joe, well, he smells like cigarettes. Pulled up in a beat-up truck, gray mop upon his head. Life ain't been easy, you can tell it from his shoes. Brought down the house when he rocked us with the blues. Old man, teach me things that I don't know. Tell me where you've been, someday I might go. Oh, once I thought I knew you, oh, but now I see the music in your heart and who I need to be. The music in your heart and who I need to be. Thank God for the music in our hearts.
That was Lakewood's own Pennies on the Track. Thank you so much, guys. Now, let's finish the second half of Backyard Composting 101. Welcome back. Let's finish up our discussion on building our backyard compost pile. Up to this point, we have selected our spot to build our pile, lightly raked the soil in that area, added 1/3 greens by volume to 2/3 browns, sprinkled some soil on top, and mixed the materials together. Now we want to continue on by watering this layer lightly and evenly. You want to avoid soaking the material because watering in excess can compact the material and create an oxygen-poor environment resulting in a foul odor. The rule of thumb is that after watering, you should be able to grab some of the material in your hand, squeeze it, and no water runs out. Basically, the consistency of a wrung-out sponge. So here at step 7, you've basically learned how to create your own backyard compost pile. Because building your pile up to 3 feet in height ensures that you have the ideal conditions for material breakdown, you should create a new layer if you have the material available. So if you have more greens and browns, you can continue to build up your pile by starting the process all over again on top of the first layer you created. Don't worry about the first layer that you just finished because it's done for now. Just be concerned with making sure you create the second layer as you did the first, going through all the steps. You can continue doing this until you have a pile at least 3 feet high. And at this point, you are well on your way to making compost. Once you have successfully constructed your pile, it's time to cover it. If you are placing your compost in a container, make sure to close the lid. Covering your compost is important because it keeps your pile from blowing away, deters animals, and helps it retain moisture and not dry out. You can use plastic or a piece of cloth to cover your pile. You can even use a thick layer of straw. If you are using plastic or cloth, make sure that it has a few holes in it so the pile can breathe. Like adding too much water, a lack of available air can cause foul odors. Additionally, the organisms working hard inside the pile need plenty of oxygen to flourish. So now that you have successfully constructed your backyard compost pile, You need to maintain it. What that means is that either weekly or every other week, uncover your pile and remix the layers of greens, browns, and soil. Add water like before and then recover your pile. The reason for doing so is to create new air channels that keep your pile aerated, as well as redistribute the browns and greens for the single-celled organisms that can't move around. By remixing your compost layers, the microbes are renourished, the temperature heats up again, and optimal breakdown continues to occur. The more you maintain your compost pile, the faster you will have usable compost for all of your planting needs. The rate at which your compost breaks down depends on how often you attend to your pile. Typically, it can take from 2 to 24 months to have usable compost. If you decide to do absolutely nothing to maintain your pile, it would continue to break down, but very slowly. Once you think that your compost is ready to use, take a handful, place it in a Ziploc bag, leave it on a sunny windowsill for a day, and then open it up and smell it. Finished compost is brownish black, crumbly, and smells like a damp forest floor. There is no real odor to it. If it smells like ammonia, it is still too nitrogen rich and needs to further cure. Wait until your compost has no scent. At that point, it is ready to use. This concludes my presentation. For additional resources, I would recommend visiting Denver Urban Gardens website at www.doug.org. They have many useful resources on composting and offer free in-person composting classes throughout the summer each year. You can also request their brochure, Browns and Greens Make Gold, a guide to backyard composting, which includes a comprehensive list of acceptable green and brown materials to include in your pile, troubleshooting tips, and guidance on how to use your finished compost. It's a handy reference guide and it's available in both English and Spanish. Thank you for joining me today and tuning in to our virtual Earth Day celebration. If you have any questions about backyard composting, please send me an email to sustainability@lakewood.org. I would be happy to answer questions about how you can start the process of recycling both your kitchen and yard waste into a nutrient-rich soil amendment for all of your plantings. Coming up next is a stretch break with Camille from our Recreation Department. Happy Earth Day to all of you.
Hey everyone, it's me, Camille, again with Lakewood Recreation. We're on another stretch break here, getting back into our sun salutations that we started before. If you weren't with us, that's fine. We'll go over the beginning movements again. So I'm going to face the side so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to reach our hands all the way up to the sun, okay, thanking it for its brightness and warmth. Raining the hands all the way down to the ground, soft bend in the knees. Come up halfway, lift, long flat back, palms on the shins or the thighs, and then forward fold again. Then reach the arms all the way back up to the sun, energy through the fingertips, and hands back to heart center. So now we're going to add in a few more movements to this for a full sun salutation, but if you want, you can just keep moving through the forward folds. All right, so here we go again. Energy through the fingers, reach up to the sky, rain the hands down all the way to the ground, reach for those toes, halfway lift, hands to shins or to thighs. Then we're going to come back down to forward fold, plant the hands on the ground, and either hop or step your feet all the way back into plank. We can hold it here, or you can drop your knees down to the ground. Then we're going to lower all the way down to the ground onto our bellies, coming up for a small cobra, reaching up in the chest, opening up the heart, come back to the ground, back up into plank, and then push it back for downward facing dog. Here we can pedal out the feet a little bit, feel the stretch in the back of the legs and the calves and the hamstrings. Push that chest and the belly towards the thighs, then step it back in between the hands, forward fold, then reach those fingers all the way up to the sky and hands to heart center. So we're going to do that one more time. Stay with me if you're there. Ready, reach the hands up to the sun, open up the chest, rain the hands down, soft bend in the knees, halfway lift, hands to shins or to thighs, back down, forward fold, plant the hands, step or hop the feet back into plank or onto your knees, lower down into the ground, come up halfway for cobra, just a small bend in the lower back down to the ground, back up through plank into downward facing dog, pedal out the feet a little bit, reaching the heels to the ground, step or hop the feet back to the hands, then reach all the way up to the sun and palms down to heart center. So that, my friends, is our sun salutation, thanking the sun for everything it's done for us. And in our last segment, we'll go through some balance poses and also for a special Earth Day pose. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again in a little bit.
Hi, everybody. We're Mike and Amy coming at you from Lakewood, Colorado. And we're going to play exactly one song for you today. It's a Bill Withers tune, who's recently moved on to that big party in the sky. This one goes out to all our family and friends to remind everyone to be a good neighbor. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Come on, brother, when we need a hand, we all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Yeah, there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry. I'm right up that road, and I'll share your load if you just call me. You just call me. We need a friend. Okay, now call me. We need a friend. Call me, call me, call me.
All
right, thanks,
great.
everyone.
Thanks so much, Mike, Amy, and Mike. And Mike, you are a part of a band who will be playing this summer. It sounds exciting, right?
Yes, I'm in the Recklands. We're playing with Woodbelly. I believe it's July 8th for the Lakewood Summer Series. So looking
Great.
forward to that.
Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Earth Day.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Happy
everybody.
Earth Day. Take care of your neighbors.
So I just want to thank them again for reminding us about the importance of supporting one another during this challenging time. And I can't believe it, but we're already halfway through our program at this point. So we have about another hour to go with lots of fun presenters and music. If you're joining us with your kids, or if you just feel like letting loose and being a bit of a kid yourself, we do have a kids performer joining us shortly. And we will also be hearing about how to maintain a sustainable lifestyle during quarantine, and we'll be checking in with Pat Matthews from our Quail Street Recycling Center. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Williams, and I'm the music teacher at Green Gables Elementary School here in Lakewood, Colorado. I have a quick little, pretty easy song that I'd like to share with you today. It's called Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle, and it really focuses on that last word, recycle, but we will run through all three of those words and why they're important in just a sec. Here's the song, just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Reduce, reuse, recycle, it's very easy to do. It's simple to remember, recycle what you use. Separate glass and paper, separate plastic and tin, and then put them in their places in the recycling bin. Now, let's break down those words. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's very easy to do. We're talking about these words, and I'm sure you've heard these words a lot today, because they're three of the biggest words that we know to help protect and save our planet. Reduce the waste that we put out in the world. Reuse things when we can, so don't just buy something, use it once, and then throw it away if it's possible to reuse it. And recycle materials so that they can be used again and again. It's simple to remember. Recycle what you use. Separate glass and paper. Separate plastic and tin, and then put them in their places in the recycling bin. It's important to separate these materials whenever you're recycling them, glass, paper, plastic, and tin, because the process for recycling them isn't always the same. It isn't really a good idea to mix those things together whenever you're breaking them down, because you don't want glass in your new tin cans or plastic mixed into your new piece of paper. So it's important to separate all of these before putting them in their place in the recycling bin. Now, I'm going to sing the song a couple more times, and you're free to join in whenever you think you're ready. I'll probably go through it 3 more times. First time, go ahead and just listen. Second time, feel free to join in. And third time, I think we should all be really strong and really ready to sing it all together. Ready? And if you didn't hear it the first time, the song does go along to the old favorite, Itsy Bitsy Spider. So if you know that melody, you know where most of the notes are. Sounds like this. Reduce, reuse, recycle, it's very easy to do. It's simple to remember, recycle what you use. Separate glass and paper, separate plastic and tin, and then put them in their places in the recycling bin. Reduce, reuse, recycle, it's very easy to do. It's simple to remember, recycle what you use. Separate glass and paper, separate plastic and tin, and then put them in their places in the recycling bin. Reduce, reuse, recycle, it's very easy to do. It's simple to remember, recycle what you use. Separate glass and paper, separate plastic and tin, and then put them in their places in the recycling bin. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed that song. I hope you're having a great and happy Earth Day celebration today. Happy Earth Day. Have a wonderful day. Now, it's time to grab your old unwanted t-shirts. Up next, the Action Center is going to be walking us through how to make a reusable bag out of a t-shirt in just a few easy steps. So yeah.
Making a sustainable and reusable t-shirt bag for the Action Center is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Find your t-shirt. Any old t-shirt will do. 2. Make your cuts on the t-shirt. I like to fold mine in half. We'll begin by cutting the arm first. These don't have to be the straightest or prettiest of cuts. We will then cut the neck. We want to make sure that the neck is extra wide so that we can fit many items into the bag. Step 3. You're going to take your t-shirt bag over to your sewing machine and you're going to sew a straight edge along the bottom. And voila, you have a sustainable and reusable t-shirt bag for the Action Center.
1.
All right. Hi again, all you cool cats and kittens. It's me, Alyssa, with the Lakewood Sustainability Division. That great t-shirt bag tutorial from the Action Center reminded me that I want to share about some of the resources that exist in Lakewood to help you get involved in sustainability. You can find resources, view Lakewood's sustainability plan, and more by visiting lakewood.org/sustainability. The Lakewood Sustainability Cooperative, or the SCOOP, is a way for Lakewood residents to volunteer their knowledge, experience, and skills to support sustainability efforts in the community. Visit lakewood.org/SCOOP to learn more. And lastly, you can subscribe to our monthly e-newsletter and follow us on Facebook at lakewood.org/sustainability news. So that's all I have for now. If you have any questions, you can always email us at sustainability@lakewood.org. I'm going to turn it back over to Devin with Nature's Educators, who has another special guest to introduce us to. Hi again, Devin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Devin. I am the co-director of Nature's Educators. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization licensed by Colorado Parks and Wildlife, USDA, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to care for certain species of animals for education. And we are very close also to finishing our brand new wildlife hospital, where we will be able to take care of injured, orphaned, sick birds of prey, as well as songbirds. So I'm going to introduce you guys to another friend here. Spike, here. Good boy. So this is Spike, the Harris's hawk. He's very excited now. Harris hawks are from the desert southwest of the United States, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Although we can see them up north, we actually have a Harris hawk hanging out in Nebraska right now. We have seen them here in Colorado before as well. Now, these guys are a really interesting species. They also live down into Central and South America. They do very well in a hot environment. And you might notice that unlike the auger buzzard that you saw earlier, this bird has a super, super long tail and really long legs. Harris hawks work as a team. We call them the wolves of the sky, or the wolf pack of the air. Groups of 3 and up to 15 have reported Harris hawks work together to establish a territory, build their nests, raise their offspring, and take down their prey. Typically, the oldest female bird is in charge of the pack. Now, this bird here weighs a little over a pound, so they're very, very light. The female bird can weigh up to 4, so the females are much, much larger than the males. These guys spend a lot of time nesting and perching on cactus, and they do something unique called stacking. One Harris hawk will land on a nice tall perch, like a cactus or a tree or a post. Another Harris hawk will land on that one's shoulders, and another Harris hawk might even land on that one's shoulders to be able to see just a little bit further when looking for their prey, and to be able to share that nice high point. As we know, there aren't a lot of high points for these guys to perch on in the desert. Now, Spike here also was born and raised in captivity, just like the auger buzzard and the screech owl that you guys saw earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and switch and get a different ambassador for you to see that is native to Colorado. Give me 1 second. Now, cutie. All right. This is one of my very favorite species of raptors. Now, again, and for those of you that maybe didn't see the earlier section, the word raptor means seize and transport, or grab and carry. So these are birds that have sharp hooked talons to be able to pick up and carry their food with them, that sharp hooked beak, and they tend to be strictly carnivores, just eating meat. This here is Doodlebug. And Doodlebug is a 3-year-old American kestrel. He's full size. He's not going to get any bigger. American kestrels are the smallest species of falcon that we have here in the United States. This guy also born and raised in captivity. He's called a human imprint, so associates with humans rather than with his own kind. Kestrels are really, really cool birds to talk about because you see them in a lot of areas, but a lot of people don't know that what they're seeing is actually a falcon because he looks, oh, I was very excited. Some crows just flew by, so he's got to tell them about it. That's exciting. These guys look very similar to a robin or even a dove from a long way away. And so if you hear this sound, you know he's a kestrel. Now, kestrels are one of very few raptors here in the United States that the male and female are different color. Usually our females are larger than our males, and with kestrels that's true as well. but they're also a different color. So our male has blue wings and this red tail all the way down. Our female has brown and black striped wings and a brown and black striped tail. Now, I hope you guys learned something new about our birds of prey in the quick amount of time we had here, and I thank you so much for checking us out. If you would like to donate and symbolically adopt one of our amazing raptor ambassadors this month for Earth Month, please visit our website, www.natureseducators.org, to check it out. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much, Devin, and thanks for teaching us about your birds today. It's been great having you here. So we look forward to celebrating Earth Day next year with you again, too, hopefully in the sunshine, maybe. So this next organization has been a strong partner of the Lakewood Sustainability Division for a few years now. I'd like to welcome Callie, a core member of the Mile High Youth Corps. She's going to share a bit more about their mission and the outstanding work that this organization is doing. Hi, Callie. Nice to see you.
Hey, Alyssa. Thank you for that introduction. My name is Callie, and I'm part of the Mile High Youth Corps. Let me share my video real quick. All right, awesome. Yeah, so I'm part of the Mile High Youth Corps here in Colorado. So I'm here to tell you about what we do to help the local community and the environment, and also provide you guys with some tips to help you save energy and water in your home. So Mile High Youth Corps is a nonprofit that's partnered with AmeriCorps to help young youth make a difference in the community and through meaningful service opportunities and educational experiences. Our service work ranges from energy and water conservation in the city to land conservation out on our public lands. So our land conservation program puts youth to work on a variety of projects that impact the conservation and stewardship of public lands. Our land corps members impact hundreds of acres of national parks, public trails, and community spaces in Colorado each year. While participating in the program, corps members are able to receive a variety of certifications that relate to natural resource positions and beyond. These certifications include Wilderness First Aid, a wildland fire chainsaw training, firefighter certifications, and more. Some projects they have completed over the years are trail building and maintenance, habitat restoration, invasive species removal, and fire mitigation. While our land program's out on public lands, our energy and water team works year-round within the Denver community. We help income-qualified households save energy and water by installing high-efficiency utility upgrades in their homes. And this is the program that I'm a part of, so this will be our focus for the rest of the presentation. All right, so we replace older inefficient light bulbs with new LED light bulbs. We change shower heads and sink aerators, install new programmable thermostats, a combination of carbon monoxide, smoke detectors, and we install ultra-high efficiency toilets. We also provide tips unique to each home in how to further conserve energy and water. In addition to having a positive impact on the environment, these free services also help lower utility bills, and we service homeowners and renters. And we're very proud of the environmental impact that we make. Although it may not seem that changing light bulbs and shower heads would make that big a difference, last year in 2019 alone, we conserved over 18 million gallons of water, and the amount of carbon dioxide that we conserved is equivalent to removing 379 cars off the road. It's incredible. So on top of our environmental impact, we also saved the average household $250 a year. In 2019 alone, we served over 1,000 households. And if you're interested in our services, our contact information will be at the end of the presentation. In the meantime, here are some tips that we can all start doing right now to save some energy and water. And so I'm sure you've heard of some of the most common tips for saving energy, like turning off your lights when not in use. But here's some more ideas for saving energy in your home. So you can turn down your thermostat 3 to 5 degrees to help save up to 40% on your energy bill. Power down large appliances whenever you're finished using them. And you can unplug those small appliances like cell phone chargers, toasters, coffee machines. Those appliances still use energy even when they're not in use. And you can also hand dry your clothes instead of using a dryer, and that goes for dishes as well, like using hand washing and drying rather than using a dishwasher. And since we are all stuck at home, now is a good time to try out some water-efficient landscaping, like using drought-resistant or native plants or rock lawns instead of grass. And we are now hiring 18 to 24-year-olds for our core member positions. If you choose to join Energy and Water, you get to smash some toilets, which is my favorite part. It's really fun. Plus, the broken porcelain then gets recycled into new roads. And this is an example of how Mile High Youth Corps considers the environmental impact of everything we do. And that's it. So for more information or to sign up for our services, please check us out at milehighyouthcorps.org and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mile High Youth Corps.
Great. Thank you so much, Callie.
Thanks.
Happy Earth Day. So now we're going to head back over to Camille for just one last stretch break. How's it going over there, Camille? Oh, just a minute.
Hello, can you hear
me? Hi, Camille. Brief pause. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
All right, so we're gonna finish up with our last stretch break right now. So we did our sun salutations before, and now we'll finish with some balance and lower body stretches. So we're gonna start first, feet right underneath our hips. We're gonna shift our weight over to our right side, soft bend in that right knee. We're gonna move into tree pose. So we're gonna kickstand that left foot up on the ankle, and you can stay here if that's good enough for you, or if you wanna reach it up to your calf, or if you want more of a challenge, you can grab that foot and put it right up on your inner thigh. Now make sure that you're not putting it on the inside of your knee. So hands can be at heart center, your branches can come out wide, or your branches can come up nice and high. Your tree, your choice. Hold it here for just a few seconds. Keep that knee out nice and wide. And then we're gonna lower the foot down, lower the hands down. Keep that weight shifted to the right side. Then we're gonna pick up that left foot, grab it with that left hand. If you want, you can put that right arm up for balance or hold on to something for support. We're gonna get a little quad stretch here in the front of the thigh. So keep the knees together, pull that heel towards the glute, hold it here and try to push forward with that left hip. And then we're gonna release that left leg, bring that left heel to the ground in front of you, toes pointed up to the ceiling, and slide those hands down, reaching for the toes. Feel the stretch in the back of that hamstring, and I'll show you from the side what that looks like. Reaching down, and then release, come back up. So we're gonna do that all again on the other side. So shift the weight towards the left side now. And now we're gonna kickstand that right foot up to the ankle. You can bring it up to the calf or bring it up to the inner thigh, just not on that knee. Hands at heart center or choose your branches. Hold it here for just a few seconds. Keep that knee nice and wide, long and tall in the spine. And then release down, float the hands down, float the foot down. Keep the weight shifted to that left side. Grab onto that right heel, bring it towards the glute. Left arm comes up, or you can hold on to something for support and balance. Push forward with that right hip to feel it high on that hip flexor. And then release down to the ground, heel to the ground, soft bend in that left leg. Slowly reach for those toes up towards the ceiling that are pointed up to the ceiling there. Feel it in the hamstring, long flat back. And then release down. Great job, everyone. So I hope you guys all enjoyed these stretch breaks and feel a little bit more loose and relaxed. If you have any questions about these stretches or anything else, feel free to send me a message at the email that's either on the screen or popping up right after this. Also, be sure to check out our website at lakewood.org/fitness for info on all of our fitness classes, personal training, nutrition seminars, and more. So you can also go to lakewood.org/virtualrec to get some workouts and stretch videos, recipes, and other resources to help you stay active at home. So next, we will head over to Jeff Wong from the sustainability team, who will share some tips for maintaining a sustainable lifestyle during quarantine. Happy Earth Day. Thanks, guys.
Hi, Lakewood community and friends. My name is Jeff, and I'm the newest member of our sustainability team here at the city, and I'll be focused on our energy and water initiatives, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you all in the future. In the meantime, now that we're all staying at home for most of the day, I wanted to share some quick and easy tips on ways we can maintain a sustainable lifestyle. First, we're all doing a bunch of cleaning and hand washing these days. Instead of using paper towels, we can use machine washable rags and washcloths for disinfecting and cleaning. You want to make sure you wash your rags separately from your regular laundry. The CDC recommends using the warmest appropriate water setting and using the drying machine with heat instead of air drying if possible. Consider adjusting your thermostat to reduce your heat and air conditioning operating times. For example, you can turn down the heat at night by a couple of degrees during the wintertime and use an extra blanket instead to stay warm. You can help limit the number of trips that you're making to the supermarket by cutting down on food waste and doing some more meal prepping. Cooking and freezing meals is a super convenient way to make things easier on yourself during the week while using food that you might otherwise leave spoiled. If you're supporting our great local restaurants through delivery or takeout right now, ask them not to give you carry-out utensils and napkins and sauce packets. Instead, you can use reusable glasses, utensils, plates, and cloth napkins instead of paper ones. And if you're like me and the dishes are piling up way faster than you're used to since you're at home all day, make sure to run your dishwasher only when it's full and try and use a cloth or air dry your dishes afterwards. And don't forget that washing your dishes by hand actually uses more water generally than running a full dishwasher. If you're working from home, try and position your workspace to take advantage of natural lighting outside. Natural lighting has been proven to boost productivity in addition to saving energy and reducing your utility bills. Use a single power strip if you can for items that don't need to be charged overnight. When they're not being used at night, you can just flip off the switch pretty easily. So you're not using things like monitors and laptops at night. Just flip that switch off and it won't be using any standby power. If it's really hot inside the house, try opening windows for some fresh air or using a fan instead of air conditioning. And if it's cold, try putting on an extra layer and having something warm to drink instead of cranking up the heat. For some more information on ways to conserve energy and water at home, head to lakewood.org/sustainability and click on the resources section. Thanks everyone. Be safe. Wash your hands again, and happy Earth Day.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Jeff is the newest member to join the Lakewood sustainability team, and we're so lucky to have his expertise. If you don't have your notepads out already, I'd recommend grabbing some because we're going to keep the sustainability focused education going for a little bit. I'd like to introduce Lakewood employee Pat Matthews, who manages the Quail Street Recycling Center and co-manages the Rooney Road Recycling Center. It's great to have you, Pat.
Thanks so much, Alyssa, and happy Earth Day to everybody. If you're new to recycling or have been recycling your glass bottles, paper, plastic bottles, cardboard, and aluminum cans for years, there are a couple of ways to recycle. The recycling center is usually open to take these materials and your scrap metal. The recyclables are cleaned and sorted by customers before they arrive at the center, so that the materials are acceptable to manufacturers. However, due to the need for social distancing and other CDC recommendations, the center is closed until further notice. Please check the website at lakewood.org/recycling to get the status of the center, learn about the items we recycle, and where to recycle hard to recycle items when things get back to normal. Another option for traditional recycling is to set up curbside recycling with your trash collection company or to ask for recycling at your multifamily residential complex. If you need a list of trash and recycling companies operating in Lakewood, access lakewood.org and type waste in the search bar. Do you have chemicals and hazardous waste that you're about to clean out of your basement, garage, or shed? These household hazardous chemicals and waste can be recycled safely and easily by the Rooney Road Recycling Center, which you see behind me here. Household hazardous chemicals and wastes include solvents, pesticides, paint, car fluids, vape pens, batteries, fluorescent light bulbs, and compressed gas cylinders, just to name a few. These are the types of items you buy at hardware and home improvement stores that have warnings on the label and you wouldn't want kids and pets to get into. Electronic waste can also be recycled as a convenience to residents. By law, electronic waste can't be disposed in the trash. 3/4 of the cost to recycle household hazardous chemicals is subsidized by the city of Lakewood. Residents pay just a small copay. Residents pay the whole cost of recycling their electronic waste. Usually residents can make an appointment to deliver their chemicals and waste to the center or arrange for a curbside pickup. Since the center is located within a park, which is currently closed, curbside pickups are being scheduled to meet recycling needs. Visit lakewood.org/recycling to learn more about what can be recycled, then call to make an appointment. You'll discuss the items you have to recycle and pay over the phone. On the day of the appointment, simply set out the items as instructed, and the Rooney Road Recycling Center will pick them up while you stay inside for everybody's safety. You can be sure that over 99% of these wastes are being recycled, not landfilled, and that your electronic waste is properly recycled in the US with secure erasing of your hard drive. The nonprofit 3RC Foundation supports the Rooney Road Recycling Center by educating the public about the benefits of household hazardous chemicals and waste recycling for the health of the public and the environment. They also help to financially support the center. Thank you, and happy Earth Day.
Great. Thanks so much, Pat. We appreciate it. I know that I, for one, need to add it to my to-do list to go clean out some of those products you just talked about from my basement. So for those of you who are just tuning in, Natalie has been walking us through a fun Earth Day focused art project. So she's now joined by Lane from the Cultural Center. How's it going, Natalie and Lane?
It's going pretty well. I just finished my little set, and they're very easy to do, very quick little menagerie I got here with all my friends, and hope that you have enjoyed it and send your pics in. So Lane, if you want to talk a little bit more and introduce our next performer.
Do you guys remember, please send them to sustainability@lakewood.org. And up next, we're going to have Tessa and Chris from the Lakewood.
You can't. All right. Thanks, Lane. I think we were having a little bit of trouble hearing you, but up next, we have a video from a couple of members of the Lakewood Symphony.
Happy Earth Day from the Lakewood Symphony.
Thank you so much, Tessa and Christopher. That was great. It wouldn't be a spring day in Colorado without a little wind. We are nearing the last half hour of our program, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for joining us today, whether you've been here for the whole program or just pieces of it. We have segments coming up from really great organizations, including our sponsor, Alameda Connects. If you haven't had an opportunity to learn about the co-op at first, don't miss the chance coming up soon. And now that spring is here and it's time to get back on our bikes, we'll hear from Bicycle Colorado with a reminder of how to properly fit helmets. Stay tuned. This and more is coming up soon.
everybody. I hope that you're all enjoying Lakewood's virtual Earth Day celebration. My name is Sarah Hadsel, and I am with Alameda Connects and the Alameda Corridor Business Improvement District. And we love reaching out and helping our community and supporting our small businesses. And that's why I'm so excited to be here today with my friends from Stack Subs. And today we're handing out 200 boxed lunches for Lakewood's first responders at West Metro Fire, Lakewood Police Department, and our unseen heroes at Jefferson County Communications Center, better known as JeffCom. I do look forward to seeing all of those art projects that you're working so hard on today, and seeing all of you out and about this coming year. With that being said, I am pleased to announce our next live performance. Please welcome Graham Good of Graham Good and the Painters. Take it away, Graham.
Hey, everybody. Happy Earth Day. Thanks for the introduction. I'm going to play a couple songs. This first one's called Trees. And the message of the story is the trees can be still and still fulfilled our purpose. So take a note and take a lesson from the trees, and sometimes just live and let breathe. Move a little bit. All right. I wanna be so awake. I wanna teach my thoughts to evaporate. I wanna be so free in my mind. Wanna finally take some time. I wanna take some time to still my mind. Will the trees be still? Oh, and the world is filled with all the air in our lungs. Oh, will the trees be still? Oh, and the world is filled with all the air in our lungs. I wanna be so away. Wanna teach my thoughts to evaporate. I wanna be so paper thin. Follow my heart like the wind. Oh, like the wind. But still I stand my ground. Will the trees be still? Oh, and the world is filled with all the air in our lungs. Oh, will the trees be still? Oh, and the world is filled with all the air in our lungs. So what can we learn from? You gotta learn your mind still if you want to be fulfilled. So what can we learn from? You gotta learn your mind still if you want to be fulfilled. Awesome. I hope everybody's taking a second to breathe, and I had a lot of fun doing stretches earlier with Camilla, and I'm going to play one more song for you. It's called Swing. I'm actually going to be releasing it on Spotify here shortly, so if you like it, make sure you're checking out that stuff. Again, I'm Graham from Graham Good and the Painters. This song is about the life lessons that baseball taught me growing up. I played a lot as a kid, and it taught me a lot about life. Number one is that life is a team sport, so you want to make sure that you got some good people on your team, and know that you can't do it all by yourself, and be willing to ask for help should you need it. And two is you can't let the errors get to your head and keep you out of the game. We're allowed to make mistakes, and it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. So here's Swing. Again, I'm Graham Good, and I've had a lot of fun just playing music for the internet and the world, and I love the Earth. It's my favorite planet. So here we go. I've been told life's a game of failure. I guess we're going up against the odds. I got this feeling we stick together. We can change the world with our thoughts. Well, it's never too late to step up to the plate. But you'll always strike out if you're too afraid to swing. So anyway, crowd, baby, let's get loud. And I got no doubt we're gonna beat down and crack off the back in the grass is sweet. When I let my friends know I'm on their team. When I sing, hey, better, better, hey, better, better, won't you swing? Hey, better, better, hey, better, better, won't you swing? It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. Stay hungry and stay foolish. 'Cause I know you can do this. Well, it's never too late to step up to the plate. But you'll always strike out if you're too afraid to swing. Going, come on, baby, let's get loud. Well, I got no doubt we're gonna hit it out and crack balls and back in the grass is sweet. Well, I let my friends know I'm on their team when I sing. Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? Yeah, it's never too late to step up to the plate. But you'll always strike out if you're too afraid to swing. Sorry, the crowd, baby, let's get loud. Well, I got no doubt we're gonna beat it out in the crack of the back in the grass is sweet. Well, I let my friends know I'm on their team when I sing. Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? Hey, battle, battle, hey, battle, battle, won't you swing? All right, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for having me. Woo. Have a blessed day. I hope you see many miracles.
Great. Thanks so much, Graham. That was amazing. The painters were actually supposed to be headlining our Earth Day celebration this year. So we're so thankful that you were able to be a part of this and still join us. So up next, we have Jovial Concepts in the Co-op at First, who run our beer garden every year at our Earth Day celebration in order to help raise funds for their organization. Christina Welch is the executive director of these organizations, and she's here to share a little bit about how they're supporting the community right now in these challenging times. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Alyssa. First off, I just want to say, wow, Graham just got my energy pumping. That was really fun. It's been a lot of amazing presentations today. Happy Earth Day, everybody. I'm just really grateful that we still get to celebrate together. My name's Christina Welch. I've been running a nonprofit called Jovial Concepts for the last 10 years. Some of you may know me or my organization. We've been transforming lawns into organic vegetable gardens throughout Lakewood and Edgewater. We take the homeowners and volunteers through each step of the gardening process. I know right now people are getting worried about a food shortage and those possibilities. And I think we've been getting more interest than maybe before in growing your own garden. So if you're interested in learning how to garden every step of the way, we are following all the Department of Health regulations. Social distancing and agriculture has been deemed essential in these times. So if you guys are interested, we're still looking to get some volunteers and transform some gardens. Our information will be in the video and I'll share it again, but please reach out to Jovial Concepts. During COVID right now, we are on the front line providing emergency meals through our drive-through at the co-op at First. We're located at First and Sheridan. We're giving out about 150 to 200 meals per day, Monday through Friday. So if you have kids, if anyone you know has kids and is struggling to figure out meals during the summer and with school out, please drive through and grab a breakfast and lunch. I'll let you guys check out the video and we can talk more.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Angel and I'm the Director of Sustainability here at the Co-op at First and Jovial Concepts. Today I'm going to be showing you around our building so you can see our current operations and what we're doing to help the community combat COVID-19. One of our main missions here at Jovial Concepts is to turn lawns into gardens and use that food to help benefit the community. Here are some of our garden beds that we have here on site. If you'd like to host a garden or to volunteer to help us get these gardens set up for the season, you can go to jovialconcepts.org.
This is our market. We have a lot of locally sourced products, fresh produce, and items that may be harder to find in the grocery stores at the moment. We also accept SNAP and double bucks here.
To help families face the ongoing struggles of COVID-19, we started a food emergency program. Our program is aimed to help feed children who are no longer getting their meals from school due to school closures. We're handing out about 150 meals per day and 750 meals per week through our drive-thru system in our West parking lot. We're open Monday through Fridays, 9 to 1 p.m.
Our meal program doesn't require any sign-up, and we will happily give you a breakfast and lunch for every child in your household.
Thanks again for watching our video and celebrating Earth Day with us. We really appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to think about sustainability and to better this world that we all really care about. If you are interested, as Alyssa said, normally today is a fundraiser for us. If you're interested in donating or volunteering, please visit jovialconcepts.org, JOVIAL concepts.org. And we really hope you guys have a great Earth Day. Thanks again.
Great. So the co-op at First and Jovial Concepts have been a great partner. So thank you, Christina. It's always nice to see you. Up next, we're joined by another great organization working to educate the greater Colorado community, Bicycle Colorado, who are championing the interests of bicycle riders statewide. Mo, I've brought my helmet with me today in case I don't have it currently fitted properly, but I'll go ahead and let you take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Mo McCanna with Bicycle Colorado. Mo McCanna with Bicycle Colorado. We're really excited to celebrate Earth Day with all of you. Bicycle Colorado is a member-supported advocacy organization and nonprofit, and we're excited to have a lot of great partners at the City of Lakewood, so shout out to all of you. We're here today to talk a little bit about helmet fitting. Thanks to all of you riding for recreation and transportation, enjoying nature, being good to our environment, and so we want to make sure we're protecting our heads with a properly fitted helmets. So we're going to start our 2-finger test with 2 fingers together. You're going to place them above your eyebrows, and that's how much space we want between our eyebrows and the rim of the helmet to protect our forehead there. Take those 2 fingers and separate them like peace signs. Place them under your ears, and you want that buckle to land right under the earlobe. So if the helmet shifts, it's catching on the ears. 2 fingers back together and place them under the chin, and that's how much room you want between the chin and the chin strap. And finally, most helmets have a ratchet in the back. So we're going to tighten that ratchet so we get a snug fit around the circumference of our head. So that's a 2-finger test: eyebrows, ears, chin, and ratchet. and encourage you to think about getting a new helmet every 3 to 5 years, or of course immediately after a crash. In addition to helmet safety, we have a lot of folks reaching out these days about COVID and how we can keep ourselves and each other safe during this time while we're riding our bikes. So a couple reminders for you and guidelines. If you think you've been exposed, stay inside, don't get on your bike. Make sure anytime you're leaving the home, people of all ages should be wearing a mask and abiding by that 6-foot distance when you're approaching or passing someone, consider even more than 6 feet when you're on a bike. And then also making sure that you're riding just with people in your household. So only the people under your roof should you be riding with. And then we're also talking at Bicycle Colorado about no NAR. So nothing too wild or risky. Hospitals don't want to be seeing bike crashes right now. They need to treat those COVID patients. No car, so we're not putting our bike on or in our car to travel. We're leaving from our home, and then not far. So this is not the time to be getting those miles in. It's about getting fresh air and a little bit of exercise and taking care of ourselves and everyone else out there. So thanks again to everyone for joining today. Happy Earth Day. Hope those were some helpful tips as you and your family get out riding. And we encourage you to visit bicyclecolorado.org for more information or find my contact if you have any specific questions.
Great. Thanks so much, Mo.
Thank you.
I appreciate your input on how biking habits should sort of be adjusted with everything that's going on right now with COVID-19. So thank you. Hopefully everyone is one step closer now to being ready to ride this season. I'm really excited to introduce our next guest. Kelly is a resident of the Iber Sustainable Neighborhood, and she has been the organizer of a very successful project in Lakewood called the Be Safe Initiative. She's truly an expert on this subject matter, and I'm excited to have her here to share more about it. Welcome, Kelly.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Alyssa.
Yeah, of course. So can you just start off by telling us a little bit more about Be Safe Neighborhoods and what it is?
Yep. Be Safe Neighborhoods is a program that brings the community together to create a place that is safe for bees and other pollinators. The program aims to eliminate the use of systemic pesticides, particularly neonicotinoids. And so neighbors who sign up to be part of the program commit to being a chemical-free yard and to planting bee-friendly flowers. And you've probably seen these lovely signs around the neighborhood. So these are in people's yards who are part of the program, and they're a great talking point.
Great. I know that I see those signs everywhere on my walks in Morse Park where I live. So I think I need to get myself one as well.
Yes, you do.
So for those of you that, for everyone that's at home right now, what can they do in their yards to help support pollinators?
Well, what an interesting spring. And I know a lot of people are going to do a lot more gardening this year, and a lot of it is going to be vegetable gardening. But an easy way to support pollinators is to plant bee-friendly flowers in the vegetable garden with the vegetables, because it brings the pollinators right where they're needed and gives them a food source. Or if you're doing some bigger landscaping and creating some beds, consider some blooming native perennials that are very attractive to our native pollinators. Also, if you're home and you have some extra time, a lot of organic practices are more time up front. So it's a great time to hand weed instead of spraying. It's a great time to start that compost pile that we talked about earlier. It's a great time to put in perennial ground covers to squeeze out weeds. Lots of things that probably have been on your list will support pollinators too. And getting kids involved is a big thing right now as well. And so, of course, they can hand weed, explain how that helps the bees to not use chemicals. And then there are 900 plus species of native pollinators in Colorado. And I think it's really fun for kids to learn that it's not just honeybees. So they can get out a magnifying glass this summer and take a look at a bumblebee or a leafcutter bee or a mason bee and just learn more about them. Also, kids can take a shallow container like a baking dish and put pebbles in and then fill it up with water almost to the top of those pebbles to make a drinking station for pollinators right in your garden. And I love this bee house from our local folks Beeswaggle. Look at this. You can open it up and actually watch the bees laying their eggs and making nests. It is a great thing for kids.
Cool. Well, I know my niece is watching right now and she's 11, so you just gave her some more ideas on activities we can do in the backyard now. So can you share with us some of the best plants for pollinators?
Well, for our native pollinators, the best plants are going to be our native plants. And we put some resources on our Be Safe page for you to take a closer look at. You don't have to switch to it yet, but because it may or may not be easy to get out to nurseries yet this spring, depending, to get those native plants, you can start with some seeds, which are easier to acquire. So there's a lot of things like this, like a pollinator wildflower mix available. I looked online, lots of resources. Sometimes you see them just in the grocery store. Another thing is beautiful annual flowers that are very popular with the bees. Sunflowers, cosmos, calendula, and zinnias. Bees love these, and they're beautiful, and they bloom all summer. And herbs, mint. Bees love mint, they love basil, they love oregano. And you can probably buy those plants right at the grocery store this spring if you don't want to do seeds. We want to work towards having flowers blooming in our yard from early spring till fall, so that once you attract the bees, they always have some food.
Great, thank you. I know it looks like pretty much all of the snow is melted now, so this is very timely for people to get out there and plant. So for everyone that's listening, you can learn more about the project by visiting sustainableneighborhoodnetwork.org/be safe. And Kelly, can you just tell us a little bit more about the resources that are available on this page?
Yeah, you can see resources, like we said, on the native plants that bloom spring, summer, and fall. We have information on the systemic chemicals that are not good for bees and how to avoid them. We have a list of nursery plants, of where to get plants that are not pre-treated with these chemicals. And there's additional information about the program as well, the Be Safe Neighborhoods program. So we hope you'll take a look.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us, Kelly.
Thank you.
Happy spring.
You too.
So it's been a really great experience to watch that project grow, and it's actually expanded to 4 of our 8 sustainable neighborhoods at this point, which is really amazing. And if you want to learn more about some of the work that each of the sustainable neighborhoods is doing in our community, you can visit sustainableneighborhoodnetwork.org/Lakewood. So up next, I'd like to welcome back Mayor Paul. Hi, Mayor. Can you tell us a little bit about what's next in the program?
Yeah, you bet, Alyssa. Thank you very much. I hope everybody's having a good time. What a wonderful program. So again, shout out to the whole crew here at the City of Lakewood, from the Channel 8 folks upstairs making sure that you can watch this, and to the sustainability crew. What a wonderful day. So I'm going to hand it back over to Pam Breyer from the Action Center, and she's going to chat with you a little bit more.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. Thanks again, and happy Earth Day again, everyone. You know, I've been thinking a lot about Earth Day, and one of the things that's so great about Earth Day is that it reminds us that we are all interconnected. Our caring actions have a ripple effect on the whole community, our whole planet, and that our choices really do matter. At the Action Center, our mantra is community, compassion, and connection. We know that when we all step up and show that we care for the earth and for each other, we are all better off. We know that when one person in our community is suffering, then we all suffer. This is an important time for us to remember those in our community who are in need. Our global and local community are both facing real challenges right now, and they're threatening our collective well-being. Some of us are better positioned to handle these challenges than others. Some of us suddenly find ourselves in a place we never expected to be. Let's remind ourselves today to extend a hand of kindness to others right now. And if you're in need of support, the Action Center can be that hand for you. The Action Center is going strong right now. We've ramped up our services to provide for those in our community who are really in need. Please help us spread the word about these services. And if you're in need of help, if you're in need of food, or if you know someone who is, please send them our way. If you're in a position to help others, please join us at the Action Center and help us with fresh fruit and produce or non-perishable items. Our dock is open and accepting donations 3 days a week, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9 to 3. And finally, if you're able to help by donating some money today, any amount would be extremely helpful. And we would really appreciate your help because you're helping the Action Center helps us to help our neighbors. So please go to the Action Center by going to www.theactioncenter.org or by calling us right now at 720-407-6704. Again, any help you can provide is really wonderful. And if you want to just learn more about what the Action Center has for you or a neighbor who might be in need, we can help with that right now as well. Thank you so much again to Lakewood for this amazing Earth Day celebration. It's so great to be able to connect to others when we're all feeling a little bit alone and isolated. Please reach out and help your neighbors. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks so much, Pam. And we're going to go back to Natalie and Lane one more time for our final art check-in.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lane. We can hear you this time really well.
Good. So Natalie, what did you make?
Well, I finished my turtle. I think this one's my favorite. And my kids did some too, but I think they sent in their pictures. Did anybody else send pictures in?
A lot of pictures, so I'd love to show you guys what everybody else is making. Let me switch that now.
Oh. Lane, we're having a little trouble hearing you again. If maybe you could move a little closer to the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very faintly, but good enough that we could.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk really loudly. Let me share my screen so everybody can see what people are making. Pretty excited. Into the slideshow. Here's what you guys have made thus far. Look at these cute turtles.
Adorable. So cute.
And look at this turtle. I really like the legs on this.
He's a star.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Top hat.
That top hat is cute. Oh, I know him. He's a little octopus.
Well, he could also be a spider.
True, a spider as well. Oh, he's cute. A jellyfish. Oh, bird. Oh, another turtle. Yeah, those are cute. Oh, and thank you everyone who came and did the project with us and sending your pictures in. We really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful Earth Day.
And we'll definitely leave that stuff up on lakewood.org/Earth Day for a while so people can go back and print the templates out and do that. So thanks, Natalie.
Yeah. Thank you. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
Hi everyone, it's Sam again. As promised, we are going to continue sharing more content with you. So first we have Karen, who is pictured here. She is actually Lynette's daughter-in-law, whose poem I had shared with you at the end of the first segment. And Karen also wrote a poem to the earth titled Globe of Life, which I will read to you now. We love this earth of life. This time through April cleanses her soul. The animals of earth roam freely. People pray during this time of healing. Skies are as clear and blue as the seas. Water flows through the land uninterrupted. Grass, trees, and flowers bloom bright in this darkness. Earth is a rainbow of color and hope. With this small time of sacrifice, the earth can survive future times. She holds her family safe so we may survive. Her body is resting to better sustain its life. Fire of the sun shines light of life on her. We all soak in the peaceful period, giving her a chance to recover. Earth's globe of green and blue is holding all these cultures together. We love everything about you as you carry us through our life with you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Karen.
That was great.
Next, we have Rebecca, who sent in a selfie with her postcard, and she wrote, "Dear Pachamama, thank you for the trees that billow in the wind, for the mountain peaks that tower over us, for the turtles that wander the sea and the sand that covers your shores. Your beauty is unmatched." Thank you, Rebecca. Next, we have our own Alyssa Vogan, who sent in her own selfie, and she wrote, "Dear Earth, there are no words strong enough to express my gratitude. Without you, I have nowhere to go. You keep me grounded, feed me, clothe me, and clean up after me. I will spend my life finding a way to return the favor. Love, Alyssa." Thanks, Alyssa. Next, we have Ryan, who is Alyssa's boyfriend, and he included a quote by Lady Bird Johnson on his postcard that says, "The environment is where we all meet and where we all have a mutual interest. It is the one thing all of us share." And in the words of Ryan, thank you, Planet Earth, for bringing people together. Thank you, Ryan. Next, we have Lorna, who mailed us her postcard, and she wrote, "Take care of Mother Earth, our home." Thank you so much, Lorna. We also received this postcard in the mail from Mary, who wrote, "Dear Earth, for the dirt under my fingernails and the smell of moisture after a rain, thank you. For the tulips and the dandelions, for the redbud tree and crabgrass, for carrots and kohlrabi, thank you. Whatever goes on at your surface, Earth, there's quiet under what we see. Earthworms and snakes and voles and snails, all the creatures are busy while we worry about what goes on with humans. Trees nurture seedlings and mushrooms spread silently. Thank you, Earth, for the rich soil and the ground I walk on. Love, Mary." Thank you, Mary. And now I will hand it off to Alyssa, who will continue to share more content.
Great. Thanks, Sam. So it looks like this next one was submitted by Kira, who is Jeff's daughter from our sustainability team. This is her beautiful Earth Day postcard. So thanks for submitting it, Kira. And next we have a submission from our own Sam, who found this chalk art on a walk at Crown Hill Park. And I've been walking there daily too and have seen some of these great messages. Sam also sent her own postcard with a message, "Dear Mother Earth, thank you for your endless beauty and a wonderful place to call home. Love, Sam." Up next, we have this really great submission from Mary Gilkitson, who is one of our Sustainable Neighborhoods volunteers. She submitted these photos to show us what she's doing to celebrate Earth Day. Knowing Mary, these are just a few of the many ways she's working to create a better planet for us. And up next, we have Julie, our own master composter and zero waste extraordinaire. She drew her own picture on her postcard and wrote, "Dear Earth, thank you for the beautiful oceans, mountains, trees, animals, and for providing an extraordinary place to call home. Nothing compares to you." And this next one is my personal favorite, but I'm probably a little bit biased because it was submitted by my wonderful niece, Kaya. Kaya writes, "Mother Earth, thank you for all that you are and do. You are the trees, the flowers, the grass, the dirt, the sky. Without you, we would be nothing. A lot of us and things take you for granted, and don't realize how amazing you are and everything you do for us. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. You make me a proud aunt, Kaya."
That was great. Thank you, Alyssa. So a few more. We received this one from Anna, pictured here, who has actually been a Heritage Center volunteer for 17 years. And she wrote, "Thank you, Mother Earth. Love, Anna." Thank you, Anna. We also received a few photos of Lakewood kids sent in by their parents with their own Earth Day artwork, as you can see here. Looks great, you two. We also received a few nature shots sent in by Crystal from South Carolina and Thomas from our own Lakewood. So thank you to you both. And lastly, we have some great action shots of some of you enjoying our live event. So thank you so much, Jacqueline and Londi. So I just want to say real quick, thank you all for submitting your artwork before and during the event. If we did not feature you today, or if you still want to send in your artwork, you can, and we will feature it on our Facebook page over the next couple of days, leading up to Earth Day on Wednesday, April 22nd. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Sam. So what a great note to wrap up on. We're coming to the end of the program, and I just want to say that it's been such a pleasure to spend the morning with you all. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves and that you've all been able to find a bit of positivity and strength during these challenging times. While there's one day dedicated to celebrating Earth Day, which is April 22nd, next Wednesday, every day really should be treated like Earth Day. I want to encourage you all to find ways to help our Earth in your own daily lives. Whether it's helping to clean up a neighborhood park on your walks, putting in the miles on your bike, reducing waste in your home, planting for pollinators, or any other action, remember it's these small actions being done by many that we need to make a difference. You can find more information about the Lakewood Sustainability Division and the work we're doing by visiting lakewood.org/sustainability. Thank you one more time to our sponsor, Alameda Connects. It was great to see Sarah out there live on the job working with so many volunteers. We couldn't have made this happen without you. And for our last segment, I'm going to welcome back Mayor Paul one more time to close us out. Happy Earth Day, Lakewood, and thanks for joining us today.
All right. Thanks, Alyssa. Thank you again to all the folks that took time out of their schedules to tune in and be a part of this great celebration. Nothing replaces being able to be with one another, but I was really moved by today and seeing the community come together. And that's what's so special about our great city is it's a city that cares. It's a city that's compassionate. And through that, we're going to get through this and we'll be able to get through anything. So again, shout out to Lakewood staff, Channel 8, everybody who made this a success. Remember, we only have one Earth and we only have one life. So let's take care of both. Let's continue to lead with hope and compassion and love for one another. Happy Earth Day, 50th anniversary. And please, let's follow the rules. Let's get together. Let's continue to do our part so that we can try to find what normal life is going to be here in the future again. Thank you.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
Till then, there's a little bit of extra maneuvering area that will be shrunk down. And